Alright, so hi, this is my introduction video. I'm sorry about the glare off my glasses. I'd take them off, but oh my god, my eye's wandering like, what? I'm leaving my glasses on. So I'm Leto. I didn't really get into reading until Harry Potter came around and changed me forever. Honestly, it's still been more comic books and fan fiction than actual books. Not for a lack of will, but more for a lack of motivation. Right now I'm still in school, so it's not like I suddenly have all this free time, but I'm just looking to make better use of my time. I go to school in the next city over, so it takes me like 2 hours to get there, and that's a lot of bus time, so that's a lot of reading time, and I'd like to utilize it to actually read and not take naps and listen to music for hours. I'm infamously bad at self-motivation, so I'm gonna use this to get me to read, and hopefully I can do the same for my friendlies. I'm probably gonna be the slowest reader in the group. Maybe the second slowest. We'll see. So what I'm reading right now, I've kind of been flip-flopping through books, not by choice. I hate leaving things unfinished. Leaving in the middle of the book pisses me off, but when you steal other people's library books, then you have to give them back. So I started Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. And by the way, if I figure out how to do it, I'm gonna put the books here, have them float, because some of them I don't own, or don't own anymore, or I don't have them with me because they're in storage, unfortunately, so they will go right over Captain America's beautiful shield, which is there precisely so I know where to put it. And also so like me sitting to one side, you're not getting like this big empty green backdrop of bleh. You can actually look at a pretty vibranium shield instead, which is actually plastic. Kafka on the Shore, which is this really surreal kind of book about this boy Kafka who goes on a quest to find his mom and sister. But even more than that, to like make his own place in the world, find himself. And at the same time, at every other chapter, it's about this old man who can talk to cats, and he gets encouraged by one of them to go look for his other half. It was really cool, but I don't know what happens, so I can't even give you spoilers. The next one I started to read was The Seventh Son by Orson Scott Card, and that was really interesting. It's like pioneer age in America, and it's kind of like if folk magic actually worked. So like there's tensions between the priests and whatnot coming in and settling and being like, oh, folk magic doesn't work and it's the devil's trade and all that. And then you have these people who use folk magic on a regular basis as well as Christianity, and I don't know, it's really interesting. But the whole thing's like written as if it's from that time period, so it was strange but in a good way. I really liked it. It was an abnormal read so far because I haven't finished it. I got a lot farther in that one, I think, than I got in Kafka on the Shore, ironically, because I had it for a significantly less amount of time. Right now, I'm reading The Hobbit, because I've never read it, and I've always meant to. I kept borrowing my mom's copy, and I would pick it up, and then I wouldn't read it, because in high school I was so distractible. Reading it now, though, I'm kind of embarrassed that I haven't read it yet, but Karen admitted that she hadn't read Lord of the Rings, so I feel a little bit better about it now that I'm not the only one. But see, now I have the motivation to do these things. You guys can kick my ass and make me do it, so there you go. In my group, I've kind of become the Frank Herbert lady, which was my mom's role all throughout her life. She's a huge Frank Herbert fangirl, and I kind of inherited the fangirlism bug from her. I got into sci-fi because of my mom, and eventually I decided that I would take on Dune to make her proud. The fifth one is the one I finished most recently. It was Heretics of Dune, and I finished that like a few months ago, which was great. If you've read Dune and you haven't like moved on to any of the sequels, I would definitely recommend it. Even if you If you find 2 and 3 slow, don't worry about it. Their tone is really different. God Emperor of Dune will really bring a lot of that flavor back. And it just sets up all the 4th, 5th, and 6th one. I haven't read the 6th one yet. That one is Chapter House of Dune. This is the last one that Frank actually wrote. I'm looking forward to reading this a lot, but I don't know how I'll find time now that I'm doing this, so we'll see. But read Dune, it's so good. Mwah. A lot like my friends, I am into young adult fiction. My mom actually recommends a lot of young adult fiction to me. That's how I got into Hunger Games, way before they were talking about a movie. I flew through all those. Some other books I enjoyed were the Triskelion series, which is a highly underrated young teen series, which is not a trilogy. I'm pretty sure it's 4 books, maybe 5, but it was really good. It's similar in tone to the Hunger Games. Sometimes it makes you wonder if it's for young teens just because of some of the descriptions of gore and whatnot. They really come out of nowhere with it, but it's a really good quasi-science fiction dystopian tale about these 3 kids who are all connected, and they're all running very different paths towards the same goal of ending this ongoing conflict and dichotomy between the rich and the poor in their world. And yeah, I don't know, it was just really good. Another one I could recommend is Ender's Game. I really liked Ender's Game. This is not young adult fiction, it's science fiction. Orson Scott Card, again, beautiful writer, apparently highly anti-progressive douchebag in real life. But he's a brilliant writer, and in any case, whether he's a douchebag or not, the form is beautiful. It's just nice to read. And if you like Dune, I guarantee you'll like Ender's Game. And if you like Ender's Game, then get your eye sockets onto some Dune. So that's me. Karen, I was wondering, is this the autobiography meant for Will Shatner, or is this, like, I know this one's kind of Star Trek specific, so I don't know if this is the one you meant, but I really like this too. Anyone who likes Star Trek, especially the original series, I picked this up at Value Village, so it doesn't have a cover anymore, but it does have a spine. The Star Trek reader is really cool. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure I remember looking this up and it said that these are the stories that the scripts are based off of, but it could be the other way. It could be that these are short stories based off of the actual scripts, and I have no idea, but they're great fun because they kind of expand on some of the scenes and some of the ideas, and it's got a Mirror Mirror one, and Mirror Mirror was my favorite episode, so of course I fanned out about it, but it's got other great ones like Spock's Brain and Where No Man Has Gone Before, Friday's Child, Doomsday Machine, The Trouble with Tribbles? Trouble with Tribbles? Anybody? Huh? That was fun. Space Seed? Con? Alright, so I know this is about books, but I wanted to talk a little about the new Star Trek movie. Just a smidgen, I'm sorry. But I was wondering, do you have any speculation on who the main villain is going to be for Star Trek? Because a lot of people are saying it's going to be Khan, but it kind of looks like it could be Gary Mitchell as well. Because they haven't confirmed who, I don't remember the actress's name for the life of me, but the blonde woman with the bob, they haven't confirmed who she is either, and she kind of looks like Dr. Denner from Where No Man Has Gone Before, which was not the original pilot, but the first episode of TOS. So, yeah. What do you guys think? Comments below. Also, if you have any recommendations for me to read after we do the book list, please let me know. Keeping my interests in mind, and if you've read any of the books that I've talked about, let me know what you thought about them. Contribute as you will. So that's it for me, Leto, the Sunday person. I'll see you next Sunday. Laters.